Hachette Audio presents It's in His Kiss, written by Jill Shalvis, read by Suehyla El-Attar.
Chapter 1. "Oh, yeah," Becca Thorpe murmured with a sigh of pleasure as she wriggled her toes in the wet sand. The sensation was better than splurging on a rare pedicure. Better than finding the perfect dress on sale. Better than, well, she'd say orgasms, but it had been a while and she couldn't remember for sure. "You're perfect," she said to the Pacific Ocean, munching on the ranch-flavored popcorn she'd bought from the pier. "So perfect that I'd marry you and have your babies, if I hadn't just promised myself to this popcorn." "Not even going to ask." At the sound of the deep male voice behind her, Becca squeaked and whipped around. She'd thought she was alone on the rocky beach, alone with her thoughts, her hopes, her fears, and all her worldly possessions stuffed into her car parked in the lot behind her. But she wasn't alone at all, because not 10 feet away, between her and the pier, stood a man. He wore a rash guard t-shirt and loose board shorts, both dripping wet and clinging to his very hot bod. He had a surfboard tucked under a bicep, and just looking at him had her pulse doing a little tap dance. Maybe it was his unruly, sun-kissed brown hair, the strands more than a little wild and blowing in his face. Maybe it was the face itself, which was striking for the features carved in granite and a set of mossy green eyes that held her prisoner. Or maybe it was that he carried himself like he knew he was at the top of the food chain. She took a few steps back, because the wary city girl in her didn't trust anyone, not even a sexy-looking surfer dude. The man didn't seem bothered by her retreat at all. He just gave her a short nod and left her alone. Becca watched him stride up the pier steps. Or more correctly, she watched his very fine backside and long legs stride up the pier steps, carrying that board like it weighed nothing. Then he vanished from sight before she turned her attention back to the ocean. White caps flashed from the last of the day's sun, and a salty breeze blew over her as the waves crashed onto.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?